Hello lovely people, it's Leah and welcome back to another video. This week we are tackling some more home decor projects and this is going to be kind of a big one. Earlier this year I did an entire home decorating series. I went room by room, mood boarding, reorganizing, and I brought you along for the entire process. And now that that's done, that the main big projects of this apartment are finished, it's been easier for me to identify problem areas and things that aren't working in my original designs. And I would say the office right now is the place that needs the most work. And that's mostly because this is where I work. And at the moment, I just don't think that the way it's laid out is optimal for creating content, which is mostly what I use this room for. If it was just a regular crafting room, I think it would be fine. But because I record a lot and I don't really have a good recording setup in here, I do think that things need to change. So we are redoing the layout of this room. And if you haven't yet or you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so that you do not miss an upload, and it helps us grow this community here. So let me explain to you my vision. So right now behind me on this side, this is where we have our sitting area. We've got the couch, we've got the beanbag chair. I originally thought that this was going to be like my main filming area. Ideally at the top of every video, I want to be filming in the same place, like when I'm introducing my videos. And right now I just don't have a space for that. As I said, I thought it would be the couch, but it just doesn't work the way that I wanted to. And I think that there is a better way to use this area to be my main filming location. So that's issue number one. Issue number two is that, you know, when I do any sort of crafting video or I do makeup, I don't really have a good place for that. Ideally, I would like a tabletop where I can flip the camera down and have it filming the tabletop, but I don't really like to move things around. I like things to just kind of be set where they are. And right now, because my desk is pushed into that corner, it doesn't work or function the way that I need it to. So I have this vision in my head that if I switch the seating area with where the crafting corner is right now, that I can create a layout where I'll have more filming locations and a filming location setup that I don't have to move for doing makeup videos or doing crafting videos. But it is kind of late right now. It's like 8 p.m. and normal people use this room as their bedroom. So I believe there's a bedroom right below me. I think there's a bedroom on this side of the wall. It is a little late for me to be moving my furniture all around. So I wanted to just check in, sort of explain what I'm doing, and I'll go into more depth as we're moving things around. I'm really hoping the layout works. I'm a little nervous it won't. I've like measured things, some things. I haven't measured everything, so we'll see. Oh, and the stream setup is staying the same. Basically everything on this side of the room. So I have my clothing rack, my stream setup, my water station, all of that is staying the same. It's really just this side of the room that's changing. And the way that I'm thinking about it in my head is that this room is a set and it needs to have set locations, filming locations, but it also needs behind the scenes. So I consider this side of the room behind the scenes. You'll never see me filming in that direction, which is why I have my cosplay rack there and my stream setup. But everything on this side of the room is set. It is not behind the scenes. So it's got to look aesthetic, which I think it does. You know, the design in here I like. It's really just the layout. And I'm sure you can see it from here, but this table has become just like a dumping ground for stuff. So we need a better organization system. And I do think that switching this layout is going to help with that. But I'm going to call it a night for now and we'll check back tomorrow morning bright and early to start flipping this room. I'm super excited. I'm very hopeful that it's gonna work. There's a chance that it doesn't, but I think it will work. I think it'll be great. All right, I'll check in with you tomorrow. We are getting somewhere, slowly but surely. This is not an easy layout to work with. It's not an easy furniture selection. I'm very committed to having a beanbag chair for playing video games in this room, but it is a little big. I did take out a ton of the stuffing in the original office video, but I honestly feel like I could take out more. It is just so hefty. And yeah, I just think it could stand to lose some filling. I think that'll help if I can kind of get enough out that the shape changes a little bit. So we're gonna do that and see if that's gonna solve some of my current issues, which is that there's not enough room the way I wanna lay this out. So trying our best. Look at how much stuffing came out of this thing, but I feel like there's finally enough out of it that it feels very sinky, like it's super comfortable like this, kind of like wraps around my body. Before you like barely sunk into it. And now I can kind of like smush it a little bit more, I think. So I'm gonna clean all this up and see if this helps. And then I'll sew this back up. But now I have so much of this and I have so much more in the closet too. So I'm thinking I gotta make some like cushions or pillows with this stuff because I have so much of it. And who knows, more might come out. I don't think so though. I think that this is good. There's still so much stuffing between me and the floor. Look at this. One bag full and there's still so much on the floor. And I have another bag of these in the closet. And there's still so much left in this beanbag chair. I feel like I'm getting somewhere, but it's not 100% there yet. I am liking the main thing I was changing and the main focus, which was getting a good recording spot. So I've got the desk right here. So when you walk into the room, the door to the room is behind me. It sort of feels almost like you're in a reception office or something. To like face out to the door, like as if someone was coming in. I'd be like, hi, how are you? But no one's coming into my apartment. Anyway, the one thing I do want to change and try is switching the beanbag chair and the couch. Now that the beanbag chair is much smaller, I think switching them might work. So let me give that a shot. See if that helps. Oh my goodness, I've moved it around so much. I do not remember where I left it, but I'm finally in a place where I'm very, very happy with the layout. I'll give you a little sneak peek now, but obviously some art needs to move. I need to bring back everything into the room, which will be fun to reorganize. Also, I'm racing the clock right now. If you didn't know, I'm actually heading to Manchester for a horror convention tomorrow as of me filming this video. I still have a lot to do for that, so I am sort of racing the clock. So this may end up being a two-part series because honestly, I do need to do a deep organization of this office to really optimize it for content creation. So this really does feel like a step one, getting the layout perfect so that I have specific filming locations and everything is laid out in the best way to make the setups easy for me. But a quick little pan around the room, that's the bathroom there on the side. So the beanbag chair is in the corner. That was a coffee table, is now gonna be an end table. And then we do have my two desks directly behind me. So they're kind of in the front of the room. As I said, when you walk in, it kind of feels like you're coming up to a reception desk, but that gives me all the space that I'm standing in right now to set up lights, to set up tripods, cameras, with this desk where I'll do like sewing stuff and crafting stuff, makeup stuff. And even here and here, I feel like there are good filming options now. And I am just figuring out the art. I don't mind that this is like a crafting station. I feel like it's a full crafting room, so it works for me. But all this art needs to move over to here in the center. So I'm gonna do that now and also bring everything else in. So unfortunately, I actually do not have enough command strips or hooks to hang this gallery wall back up. So that will be part of part 2 organizing after I get back from England. But let's get everything back in this room, everything on this shelf, all of my sewing materials need to come back in, and I will finish off this video going more in depth about why I went with this layout. It was challenging. Oh my gosh, it really was challenging, but I'm excited with how it looks. Let's get everything back in. So as I'm bringing in everything, I wanted to show you some ideas I had for setups for different types of videos I want to do, different series? Oh, I did this last time. I don't know. Series, is that plural or singular? Anyway, I definitely need to work on the lighting a little bit more, but I thought that this could be one setup that I use when I'm doing cosplay videos. So I could have the cosplay I'm working on behind me, any other things I need set up over here. And this was so easy to set up. I have my desk over to this side of me. That's the door, like the entrance to the room. The couch is on this side. If I need any props or anything, I could have my table here. So this is definitely a setup that you could see in the future. Let me show you some more. Here is another example of a potential filming setup. Again, super easy to set up. I've got my desk in front of me, my sewing machine to the side, a lot of room in front of me to set up lights and stuff like that. Have my tripod there and still be able to, clear the room if I wanted to get something in a different room. And then of course the gallery wall will be up on the wall. So this is something I might do for a makeup video, maybe a little bit higher up and tighter in, unless I'm doing makeup that's sort of like down here as well. I feel like this could be a good setup for that. And then also because I have my tabletop in front of me, I can also angle the camera downward. So if I'm doing crafts, I can be shooting the tabletop, or if I'm doing more nail videos, even though I majorly failed the last time. Maybe a setup like this if I have a friend over. This I still want to decorate a little bit more, and I probably will not keep this exactly the same. Though as I said, I am fine with it holding some tools and supplies. I just want to make it look a little bit cuter because I like the idea of this entire room being used for crafts. And actually in the old setup, the only time I ever filmed on this couch was if I was doing crafts. So it makes sense that it's all sort of flowing together. So yeah, I think this setup is pretty cute as well. Way better than before. Here's another great setup. At first I was sitting up on the couch, but just being up against the wall, it felt very stale. And this setup kind of solves some other issues that I was having with the layout previously. One thing that I'm just trying to be so adamant about is that work happens in this room and life happens in the other room. But because that setup is so much more spacious, I tend to do a lot of work out there. And one thing I tend to do out there instead of in here is anything that's too big for the table and I need to do on the floor. But now there is a lot more floor space, especially where I am right now. I do have the little black end table next to me here, but this is so light and I'm not really planning on storing anything on it. It's really just supposed to be another surface to put things on when I'm working at the table. So this can very easily be moved out of the way, giving me so much floor space down here and even back through behind the main desk as well. And I also feel like this could be a setup if I had someone over where we could be sitting. And as I said before, still working on the lighting, still working on the final placements, but something that I want to do that I'm going to be exploring in part 2 of this office reorganization, content creation, optimization. I am going to put marks on the floor. That's super common on a film set, that you would put marks down on the ground, either for a camera, for an actor. So because I do consider this a set, I don't see any reason why I shouldn't be implementing that in here. And it's just going to continue to make my YouTube life, my content creation life so much easier. And I'm feeling very optimistic about this new layout and how it's gonna help me organize my work life. So now check out a more detailed look into the new layout of my office. Thank you so much for coming along for another video. This was sort of a home decor / work behind the scenes combo, and I do really like bringing you along for my work and sort of what happens behind the scenes. So definitely expect more of that. Check back soon for part 2 of this video, where we do a more detailed organization of the office and fully set my scenes and backdrops for the different types of videos and series that you can find on this channel. So if you haven't yet, or you are new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications. Share the video with your friends so we can grow the community. On this channel, you can find cosplay, home decor, horror, and more. My name is Leah, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Let it go. 얼어붙어 like whoa. 띵하고 어지러워. I see. 한여름에도 난 겨울. Yeah, 가요 blood. Yeah, 너와 있을 때 I swear. 제가 먼저 zero 폭설한 그 chill day.